Have you ever wondered why some people lose weight when they experience stress, yet other people gain weight when they go through stress? We're going to talk about exactly why that is. There's two hormones involved. One is cortisol and the other is insulin. Insulin is the hormone that converts glucose into fat. It will store the excess glucose as fat. Okay? Cortisol is a stress hormone. It's activated by stress. And what that does is it mobilizes glucose. It will increase blood sugar. Okay? It'll break down the stored glucose in the liver and the muscles, and it also converts protein and fat into glucose. But here's the big point. Acute stress or short-term stress inhibits insulin. It lowers insulin. So you have the situation where you have all this glucose in the blood, so the body can use it because you're being chased by the tiger. Because if you had high insulin, that would not be good for survival because it would lower your fuel that you needed to get away from the attacker or the lion that's chasing you. So short-term acute stress, it decreases insulin. Okay, so that means that you would lose weight because insulin is not increased. But long-term chronic stress, it will increase insulin. And this is why some people gain weight with cortisol. It all depends on what's happening with insulin. Now, if someone takes prednisone, which is a synthetic version of cortisol, they will definitely gain weight. And I notice too, when people are chronically stressed mentally, they will gain weight eventually. Because what happens, they're generating and mobilizing so much glucose, and they're not using that glucose because it's all a mental stress. They're not physically using up the glucose. They will tend to get fat because the insulin starts to increase because the body also does not want a lot of sugar in the blood, so it gets it out of there and it gets stored as fat. And as a side note, it's always very important for those people who go through a lot of mental stress to exercise on a regular basis. Not only is that good for fitness, but it's also good to keep the sugar burned off from the spike from the cortisol. All right, so I hope that answered the question, and I will see you in the next video. So if you want to get notified with all my content, click the notification bell next to subscribed.